Hi everyone, this is Victoria, Girl with a Butterfly. That's how I'm known on Instagram, and that's also what I've named my YouTube channel. And I'm doing a flip through of a journal that I made for Sheva, Berry Mix Bujo, and she had suggested a swap after we both found out that we were going to be on the design team for Dust to Roses, so Cassie with Dust to Roses. And I thought that was just such a fun idea. I had never done a journal swap at that point, and now I feel like I'm obsessed with journal swaps. I'm working on 2 other journals now that I'm fully done with this one for a couple of other amazing journalers, and I'm pretty slow at working on journals because I don't know, I don't work on them throughout the week. I typically save them until the end of the weekend, because I feel like I have more time. Because once I get sucked in, I spend hours journaling, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that gets like that. So throughout the week, I do, like, I'll post little page spreads that I work on, because those don't take very long, and I can usually work on one per day. So these journals, I just finished it Saturday here in Seattle, Washington, and it's based on a movie that I really like. It's a French movie, so I'm gonna butcher the name, but it's Chocolat, which that's how you'd say chocolate in Russian. So it's basically spelled chocolate without the E, so imagine that's French for chocolate. And it's a movie about this woman. She's like kind of like a nomad. She travels with her daughter Anouk, and it's based in 1959 in the small fictional town, I believe, in France. They basically come to this town in the winter time, and it's a very traditional, a very religious town, and she kind of shakes things up by her, all she does is, start this chocolate shop, but she really does stir things up. And I love this movie, well, first of all, because of the color palette. And let me actually unwrap this. So this here is a cute little earring that I thrifted. I just really like the gold color, so I use that as the clasp with some sari ribbon to keep it shut. It's pretty chunky already, like all my journals are, but there's a lot of floating pieces in there that Sheva could take out if she wants. Anyway, so this color palette, there's a lot of gold in here. I love this blue, and I've mentioned in other flip throughs that I have a hard time working with blue. It's almost like I'm scared to work with it. I feel just very unfamiliar when I work with it. So this was definitely out of my comfort zone. There's also a lot of warmer colors here, like browns, neutrals, which I don't feel comfortable with necessarily either. So working on this journal, I think, was a good experience. I feel a bit more comfortable now with those colors. And I even wore a shirt to kind of match. This is a work shirt that, now that I'm working mostly from home, I never get to wear. And of course, some jewelry, some butterfly jewelry. And this is a butterfly ring I got from Norway about 2 years ago, and I went with my sister. And this was right around the time when I was starting to become obsessed with butterflies. Anyway, so this is wallpaper, and this is the color palette of the chocolate shop that Vianne has. And that was the one thing I was drawn to the entire time in the movie. I just love the colors. I love the lighting, like the ambient lighting in the movie. It's just a very cozy movie. And I actually painted my craft room. I turned half of my garage into a craft room, and I tried to paint it this color. It doesn't look exactly the same, and there's no natural lighting in there, so it looks a little bit different, but that was kind of my inspiration. I'm so in love with the color palette of this movie. So anyway, this is wallpaper. It's supposed to be for like a dollhouse, so I really liked the size of it, and this is the first time I've done a small journal like this. I think this is the closest size, or this would be most comparable to like a passport travel size. And I just added some trim here that I also thrifted. I think it was like a tablecloth or table runner that I just cut up. And then this, I only put this here because I accidentally got some, what is it called? That stuff that you put on a blending tool, ink. I always forget my words when I'm doing a flip through. And then I don't know if you guys noticed, I make up words all the time too. Like I'll combine random words just to think of something on the spot. So this I only put here to cover up the ink. So I didn't really like it at first, but I feel like it'll have to do. And then some corners just to secure the wallpaper. And then I did do a tiny bit of, again, what is it called? Anyway, blending tool to kind of make the edges look a little bit more worn. And then when you open it on the inside, so all of these digitals are going to be from Cassie's kits. And I used just so many different ones, but I used two primarily. There was one like spring rose collection and then another botanical kit that she had. And when I saw this image, I was just in shock because this is Vianne, the mother, and her daughter Anouk. And there's a tiny little butterfly here, which is so cool. I love that. And I believe this is French script, so I thought that was really cool as well. And then I just added a little butterfly right here with some vintage tickets that I think went really well with the color palette, the blue and then those little red tones. And then this I added in a little bit later. It's from a rose book that I got. I thrifted it and I have yet to use it, so I decided to put some in here again for, you know, Cassie, Dust to Roses. And then this is I think it says Happy Anniversary in French. And I got this from Crafty Paper Bits, Sarah. I bet everyone knows who she is as well. I think most people get their French ephemera from her. And this was from, this little ribbon right here was from Happy Mail, I believe from Cassie. And again, blue. It's taken me so long to use and I felt like I would experiment in this journal. And the reason I really liked this postcard and used it in the cover is because it looks like a little kid drew all over it. Look at this, it's so funny. I think that's like a turkey or something right in time for Thanksgiving. It's so funny and adorable. So I thought like, okay, this is probably Anouk, the daughter. She did all of this. And then if you look inside here, I used some scrapbook paper that I got from Emily with Emily Paper Arts. She gave me so many beautiful Happy Mail things and I just fell in love with this paper and I thought it would make a really good kind of background paper. Anyway, let's keep going. So here, you'll notice I'm still learning how to use a sewing machine and I'm super impatient, so I glue a lot of my things on. And so I just had to kind of make do and like learn how to make ruffles just by gluing and pressing down. Again, blue, and I believe this was also either from Crafty Paper Bits or Cassie in Happy Mail. And some blue scrapbook paper, which I think is really pretty. And then this is also scrapbook paper and I just reinforced it by adding different washi tapes in the middle. And then this chair, so a lot of the elements in this journal will obviously be from the movie. And this chair, I don't want to ruin the movie, although I think this will be a spoiler alert. So if you're interested in the movie, don't watch the rest of this yet. So something significant does happen in the grandmother's chair. There's a little boy who goes to the chocolate shop and he, I think it's during Lent, and he sneaks in to the chocolate shop and eats chocolate and the grandma's all for it, but the mom doesn't know. Anyway, something happens in the chair, I think significant. It's a place of comfort for the grandma. And so that's why I included it here, along with the fact that it's blue and so pretty and just antique looking. And I got this I thrifted a interior design book or interior decorating book and added some little pearls right there. And then this is just a bunch of little pieces. Okay, so there's a gross spider behind this, which I know some of you would love, especially with Halloween around the corner, but it creeped me out. So I covered it up with this little piece of paper and just did a tiny bit of stamping. This is a sticker. And then this right here is some vintage Happy Mail I received from Lauren's Vintage Mail. I'm gonna be gentle with it, but it's a vintage woman who is cooking or baking. And I thought that was perfect because throughout the movie, you see Vianne, the main character, baking and making chocolates, other delicious goods, and it's pretty ripped, so I'm going to be gentle with it. So cocoa right here, again, I just think that's cool because chocolate ice cream right there. So I thought that was fitting. So I thought maybe she could just, I don't know what she'll do with that. She can collage with it, throw it away if she doesn't like it. And then this background paper is from Dust to Roses. Okay. And then this is from the botanical kit with Dust to Roses. And then again, I just reinforced it here because I stuck this old envelope. I got it from probably Happy Mail and I liked how it looked. I think the colors went well. So I just added some ribbon right here, or some fabric, and then some sari trim right here. And I thought it went well with this green. And then I included a lot of fun little things in here. So this right here, there's a scene where Vianne is just so stressed that nobody in the village likes her, that she kind of has a breakdown and she cries, and she is crying at this. There's like this big statue in the middle of the little village, and this isn't the exact statue, obviously, but I just wanted to incorporate that. And then I added, this is tissue paper right here that I just glued on with some of Heather's, with Rose Hill Cottage Papery, some of her super infamous paper, her handmade paper. And I got this from just another thrifted book, and I was reading about it, and I think she's like the goddess of liberty. And I like that idea because I think this woman, Vianne, she, you know, she's kind of a free spirit, and there's pros and cons to that they talk about in the movie, or that they display. And so I just thought, like, this is similar to what I would depict Vianne as. She's very, very much a free spirit. And then the back here, I believe it says living room in French. And this actually came in a custom journal I purchased from Penny and Rose Paperie, Gabriella, and I really wanted to keep it in my journal, but I just kept thinking about how it goes so well with the theme of this journal, the entire concept. So living room. This movie is all about making everyone feel welcome, especially the outcasts. And, you know, they do that by inviting people into their homes. Vianne does this, the grandmother does this, and so I just had to include it in here. And I just embellished it very lightly, again, with tissue paper. I had some of the back of this magazine page sticking out. I kind of liked the script right there. Oh, and then this is so cute. This is not a vintage postcard. I probably got this on Amazon, and I thought this would be the daughter, and she has this invisible friend. It's a kangaroo, but it's hard to find any imagery with a pet kangaroo. So I thought this was really cute. It's a dog with his, you know, his or her best friend, this cute little girl, and again, I just think it goes so well with the color palette, like her blue dress, that really cool ornate looking wallpaper in the background. And she has an invisible friend, like, what are they called? Imaginary friends, not invisible friends. She has an imaginary friend because she moves around so much. So that's a big part of the movie as well. And then I just included some French papers. They're not vintage, they're digitals. And then a little postcard again going along with the theme, the color palette. All right, I'll put those back in later. And then we'll keep going, and this is some scrapbook paper once again, and then I purchased this on Etsy because, again, you can tell it's sewn, and I do not sew my ruffles. And then this is another magazine page. It's, I never know, okay, I think this is the right way. Yeah, the chandelier's right there. And it just looks like it's a mirror reflection of a living room or someone's home, and it just looks so cozy, and that's why I included it here. Because I really want this journal to be super cozy, and I think the color palette is exactly that. And then some more magazine pages. It talks about different fabrics, and so I included this. This is a thrifted sweater I got. So I really like that burnt orange color and sequin, so I covered up whatever fabric piece was on there. It was a picture of a fabric piece, and I thought just added a little bit of texture, which I love. I did a tiny bit of embellishing right here that, you know, she could cover up if she wants to. And I actually really like the wording on here. So it says travel, which is what Vianne and her daughter do. You know, friendship, adventures, love, story. I think all of these concepts are displayed throughout the movie. And then, of course, I added a butterfly, and it's a blue butterfly. So I thought that went well with the theme. And then this was from some sort of Etsy purchase packaging for the Etsy purchase I had. And you can actually take it out because it's pretty bulky, which definitely adds to the chunkiness of this. So if it's, like, if Sheva doesn't like how bulky it's becoming, she can technically take this out, because I always do that kind of twine binding in my journals because I am very indecisive, so I'll constantly be moving things around. So that, I think that's one of the major perks of doing this kind of twine binding. And so I used it because, well, there's the Eiffel Tower, which the movie doesn't take place in Paris, but again, there's some French theme here. And then this is a little pirate key, and I'll talk about that soon. Johnny Depp plays, he calls himself a river rat, and they're kind of like the outcasts of society. He and his, you know, family, they travel by boat, and there will be themes of boats and water in this book as well. So I thought I'd use this, like, because they would bring things and they would try to sell things to people, and Vianne, of course, is the only one who's accepting of them. there's a bunch of little things in here. Just a playing card, and I know that Sheva said she doesn't have a lot of thrift stores available to her where she lives, so I try to include a lot of that in this. And I don't typically use vintage. Like, I buy so much of it because I love it, but for some reason I get caught up in printables, so I try to use a lot more in this journal. And this just reminds me of Sheva. This is like her signature look. She does these little flower embellishments all over her pages. So this is just scrapbook paper that I folded up for her. Another vintage postcard to go with the color spread or the color palette. And then this I believe I got from Crafty Paper Bits. I thought Sheva could, use this however she wants. Cut it up or turn it into a page. I just really like the pretty colors on there. Oh, and then I always stamp my journals somewhere, but I couldn't find a good place to stamp on here. So I just included this. It says butterfly right here, and handmade by a girl with a butterfly, and Sheva can get rid of it if she wants, or maybe collage with it. Anyway, that's the end of that. And then some more stickers on here, and this is also a page from Dust to Roses. I used a lot of this in here because I really like that neutral color. Oh, and then this right here is, I think it's the Comte is what they call him. He's kind of like the mayor and the pastor, basically the leader of the little village, and this is supposed to resemble his wife. And this is another, I really like Dust to Roses. Cassie, she has a specific digital kit with all these beautiful vintage ladies. And I just imagine this is what his life would look, or his wife would look like. She basically leaves on travel, but it's indefinite. There's no end date. So really the town knows that she basically left him because she didn't like maybe the small town life. And I imagine it was pretty challenging living with him because he was, very like rule based. And so that kind of, the story envelops or expands in the movie as well. And I just think they look so good together, honestly. I feel like this, they would make a nice couple. And what I did here is I ripped it up on purpose. I did that because he has a picture of her on his desk. I don't remember if he ends up ripping it up or not, but he's so angry and bitter with the fact that she's gone. He's kind of in denial that she's not coming back, and just keeps telling the town that she's extending her travels. So, that's just to resemble his anger and bitterness towards her. And then I added tiny little embellishments right here. And then this pretty lace fabric is from Marissa, Sweet Pea Curiosity. She dyes a lot of, I think this was like a wedding gown, so I thought that was really pretty. And then it opens because I didn't want to cover this either. I like that you can see the name here, and maybe you could do or Sheva can do some secret writing here. And then this is just the back of a postcard because I imagine, she's really far away. I don't remember where she's traveling, but, South Africa, pretty far away from France, a little tiny village. So, and again, the color palette, I think matches really well. So, and then I think on this side, this isn't a vintage postcard. It just came with some stickers I ordered. And so there's a bunch of writing on it. So I just covered it up. Anyway, and this is supposed to be representative. This is just like another magazine cutout. And maybe it seems random, but basically, again, he leaves all of her clothing in their closet, and he can't get rid of it. He's just not ready to admit to himself that she's gone forever. And so this is supposed to resemble that. So I think it's like just a really pretty lace nightgown, and again, goes really well with the color palette. So I left that there. Oh, and then these, when I first started junk journaling, I had fun altering some paper clips. So I wanted, I think, just this blue crystal or ruby, whatever, not ruby. You guys, see, I just make stuff up when I'm doing flip throughs. Sapphire. So let's pretend this is a sapphire, and I just think it embellished this really pretty. It was a nice accent, and a paper clip for this because it's pretty bulky. And then underneath I just added some sequins and some pretty brown lace trim. This again is from that vintage cookbook I got from Happy Mail, and right here you can tell that it said chocolate. So again, there's that theme of like baking, dessert, etc., chocolate. And then this is from that rose vintage book that I got, where I mentioned in the beginning there were some rose cutouts. And there is a religious theme in the book. So, you know, if Sheva doesn't like that, like I said, she can take this out, but I just love the color palette here. There's like angels, and again, I'm just envisioning this as Vianne and her daughter. And right here it does talk about where this is from, and it also it does talk about like the symbolism behind roses, which I think goes so well for Cassie with Dust to Roses. And then this is a really cute little card that I got when I was in Belarus, and so I just wanted to include that as part of the ephemera here. And it does open up right here. So I just included some other fun things for her. A little butterfly card, strawberries. The little village is up in the mountains, and I just imagined that they would go strawberry picking, so I included a lot of these because I have so many stickers and I never know when to use them, and I think, again, they go well with the color palette. This was from something I purchased in here. I don't remember where, but I just thought it'd be cool. It looks kind of cool for her to use it. And she could put whatever else she wants in here, of course. And then it just closes up right here. And then this, so in the chocolate shop, Vianne has this like spinning wheel. I think it's like from Mayan descent or something. They talk about the Mayan something, and it's like the spinning wheel, and everyone spins it, and they're supposed to say what they see. There's just really cool patterns there, and sometimes people will see, I see a dragon, or I see a wild horse, and then based on what they see in this spinning wheel, and that's what this is supposed to resemble as well, Vianne basically says, I think I know what your favorite chocolate's gonna be, and she picks something out for them, and she's usually right, except for with Johnny Depp, the river rat. Part of the movie, it's kind of funny, she's trying to guess the entire time what his favorite chocolate is. All right, and then this is some more magazine pages, and again, I love, it's roses, metal roses, and there's a little gold jewel right there, which looks so pretty with this blue writing right here. Some vintage tickets. This was also found in one of the, I think the botanical digital kit from Dust to Roses, and I was so surprised. I wasn't expecting to find any chocolate ephemera, and it's even French, without the E. And so I definitely included that here. And then I found some cool playing cards with chocolate that I got just for this journal for Sheva. And then another fun playing card right here. And this paper right here is also from the botanical kit. Another fun playing card that I embellished a bit, and I just thought this looked pretty. And she can, maybe glue it onto something, or, yeah, I don't know what she'd want to use it for. This is the end of that envelope. And this I got just for this journal. It's such a cute little postcard, and I got it from France, and I just left it in the packaging, didn't do anything to it. Sheva can do whatever she wants with it. I wanted to just protect it and keep it all nice. But this is so cute. There's a scene in the movie where, I'm not gonna get into it, but basically this adult gets in trouble for just being verbally abusive to his wife, and so he has to go to Bible school basically. And he's getting all the answers wrong while the kids are so smart and they know all the right answers. So that's what this is kind of supposed to depict. And then this is also from Happy Mail, I believe. Either from Cassie's Happy Mail or Crafty Paper Bits. Cute little heart charm right there. So I try to leave these blank for her to have lots of space, since these pages are pretty small already. And then again, just a living room concept. And there's a teapot right there, and just the idea of inviting people into our homes, making them feel comfortable, no matter where they're from, no matter what their beliefs are, if they have different lifestyles. So really wanted to include that. Then I made a tag using different wallpapers and scrapbook paper. The back I just left plain. And then this is also from Cassie's digital kits. Oops. And then this. I like this playing card because, first of all, it looks like chocolate, and there is a dancing scene. Vianne and Johnny Depp, forget his name. I don't even know if they use his name in the movie, but they dance. There's a really fun scene on the boat, and that's what this reminded me of. And then another tag that I made with mushrooms, because again, that's something else I imagine they would do up in the mountains, is go mushroom picking. And I think it's just so cute. This is the backside, another digital kit from Cassie, and I included this because I believe the comp does write with a feathered quill pen, and because of the color palette, it looks perfect there. And then this is a pocket if Sheva wants to put anything in there. And this background paper right here, I got again from that interior design or interior decorating magazine. Another playing card. I think I put like 10 playing cards in here. Some cute little rose trim right there. And then some dyed paper. I didn't do this myself. It was included in Happy Mail. And then some tickets. Oh, and this is vintage paper that I also coffee dyed. And then I also did I used a blending tool on the edges. And I'll talk about where I got it from. There's gonna be more music pages later. Anyway, some more vintage tickets for her to play around with. Oh, and then this is a fun little, like a bigger size tag that I made using just different things that I had. A button right here. Oh, I love, you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, I use these little jewels a lot, but not in this color. This is new and I thought it would go well for autumn. So some vintage wallpaper right here. It's empty on the back for her to use as a journaling card. This is also from Just Two Roses. And this is just a really pretty, like the other half of the magazine spread that I used where I got that Mayan wheel. And I think the colors are so pretty. This is actually pretty too. Oh, and again, if she doesn't want it to be super religious, she can cut this up, cover it up, but it talks about like floral symbol of Christianity. So again, lots of florals here, and because the movie's religious, I just thought this was so perfect. So I left it as is. Just a little bit of layering right here. This is from a floral rose book, not the same one I was talking about earlier. It's from a different book I got recently. This is from Crafty Paper Bits. I love that color. And this is also from her. And I did post a picture of this image. Just a simple rose right in the middle. And then I added a tiny little jewel here. I do love to bedazzle my stuff. I didn't do that too much here. But I just love that red right there, that little red accent. Another little bead charm right here with some sari trim. Again, I just really liked that page from Cassie, so I did it, I printed it double-sided. And this is the music page I was talking about, so all the happy children. I just thought that went well because there's a lot of references to the different children in the village. I think one of the first scenes is you see them kind of like running around, playing everywhere, so I thought that was fitting. Just some wallpaper for her to play around with. And then another really pretty postcard that I think went well with the color palette. And this is an invitation card, and I included it in here because Vianne has a birthday party for the grandmother in the movie, and they invite, again, all these different people that would be considered outcasts. They gather them together and just have a really great time. And so I believe I wrote inside. So that's the grandmother's name. Takes place in 1959. This is the fictional town, and it's hosted by Vianne. So I just wrote that in there. And then some cooking, like some French cooking stickers. Some more music pages that I coffee dyed. She can take them out if she wants to. Some fun trim again from either Cassie or Sarah. This I got from a book, it's called Tokens of Love, and it just talks about all these different vintage postcards. So I just think the coloring is so pretty. And then right here, these little trinkets just remind me of something that Johnny Depp, again, I'm going to refer to him as a river rat because I think it's funny that they call him that, and they talk about it in the movie. He's trying to sell all these different trinkets and things, and Vianne ends up purchasing something from him. And I'll try not to tell too much of the movie. I feel like I really am spoiling it for people. It's a fun little butterfly card. Another playing card right here. Some little fun pockets. Oh, a cute little angel. Cherub, I believe is what they're called. I got this from my friend. I talk about her all the time. She just, drops off little fun surprises at my door that she thrifts because she loves to go thrifting too. And here's me trying to practice using blue again. So this is a cool, like really sparkly dress with sequins all over it that I thrifted. So I cut up a little bit of it. A little floating postcard I embellished for her, for Sheva. Again with the theme of angels. Morning hymn, I thought this was so fitting because one of the earlier scenes in the movie, you see them all going to church and Vienna's invited to church and she says no, and this is where you can tell that she's going to be a little bit of a rebel in the town. And this is a rose card that I embellished. Oh, okay, yeah, so I tucked it in, so this is just the inside of it. And this is some more of that vintage cookbook. Oh, with French pastry, I thought that was cool. Oh, and then Backyard Fiesta, so they don't have a fiesta. It's not necessarily French, but they do again have that party where they invite everyone that's considered an outcast, and they eat a lot of chocolate, of course, and chocolate covered, like they drizzle this chocolate sauce all over chicken or something, and it looks so delicious. Some more of those floral pages. Again, roses, references to roses. And this is supposed to be like an invitation envelope. I made it out of scrapbook paper. And then in here, this is a card I wrote for Sheva. I just tucked it in there. Oops. Oh, this I got from Emily. Emily Paper Crafts. She sent me again just a ton of Happy Mail, and that was one of the things there. I love it, it's so pretty. And then this bead right here, I got in Belarus. Just like that little silvery accent. Some fun little papers for her to use. Vintage tickets, of course. So some blue birds right there. And then some of that blue scrap paper that I used a lot in this journal. This is also from, I believe, Crafty Paper Bits. And I included some stickers in here, some of those strawberry stickers. And this is the back of that rose card that I said I just tucked into there. Some more of this music paper with some fun little things inside. Wallpaper. Scrapbook paper right here. Oh, a fun little rose wax seal that I did not make, but I saved it. And then this to me looks like the town. I just, it's in the mountains. And this looks like that church, like you'll hear a church bell in the movie. Another little pocket if she wants to put something in here. I think this is a pocket. Oh, no, right here. Remember me when far away, and that's the back of that Tokens of Love page that I took out of that book. And I like this because, again, Vianne travels so much. So that's a part of the movie. She decides, okay, so there are pros to traveling and get to experience new things, but some of the cons is I don't ever get to build community. So that was one of the pros of staying, and she decides whether she's gonna go or whether she'll stay. And the back has boats, which again, I feel like that's where Johnny Depp would be with his pirate crew, the river rats. And then this I got from Maggie. She included this in a journal I purchased from her. And I just felt like these would be coins that the river rats would have because they travel so much. And Captain Cook right there, so that's kind of perfect. And then this is just a fun little candy wrapper that I got when I was in Belarus, and it says Black Sea, I believe, in Russian, and it has a little cute boat on it, so I just included that for fun. I mean, she could throw it away if she wants, but there was chocolate inside. Okay, we're pretty much done. Just one more page. Oh, A Joyous Easter. So this is another music page that I use because there's a scene leading up to Easter, and I'm not gonna ruin that for you guys. You can watch the movie. I don't want to spoil that part of the movie. And this again is a couch, living. So the concept of living room, inviting people into our homes, no matter where they come from, no matter whether they have a different belief system than us or different lifestyle. And this is again from that. So both of these pages are from that interior decorating book. And I just love this. I think this is how Vianne's house would look. They do actually show her house a little bit. And then this is some really pretty butterfly paper that I got from Emily. Again, Emily Paper Arts, from her huge box of Happy Mail. And I thought it just went so well with the color palette. And I don't know if you guys noticed, I really didn't use a lot of butterflies in here, so I figured I'd put some here on the back. And then I just super glued a really pretty sticker right here. I had to super glue it because it kept coming off. All right, and then here's the back, and I wasn't paying attention. I put the book covers, or the corners, on the wrong way, but it's not too noticeable. All right, well, Sheva, I really hope you enjoy working in this, and I can't wait to see what you create. How you embellish these pages. I love your work, and thank you guys. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye.